Hi, it's Jennifer. Welcome back to our channel. Today is Sunday, November the 7th, and we are packing. We're leaving tomorrow for the airport, so we are trying to get some last minute things together, and things are kind of a mess right now because we have stuff everywhere, and every time we think we have our stuff packed, it feels too heavy, so then we have to take stuff out and get rid of more stuff, and I'm gonna be left with probably like 10 items of clothing at this point. But yeah, there's some other things I wanted to be able to get in there too. And we might end up shipping maybe some of our wooden dishes, because originally we had thought that we could put them in our luggage, but it's just so heavy. And we're flying Delta, and Delta doesn't allow very much. And some of the carry-on bags that we have that came with the set are actually too big for Delta, so now I'm sort of condensing even further. Okay, so this is the state of our luggage at the moment. It's a bit of a mess, and we were trying to figure out how to fit in the most amount of stuff that we could without trying to leave everything behind, because there was a lot of stuff that we really wanted to take, but we just couldn't fit it all in. So I had stuff all over the place, and this was like the last minute packing that we did. I wasn't able to do a full showing of everything and every thought process we had, because it was kind of sporadic, and every time we had a minute we would try and figure out what else we could pack in. But things were taken out and things were put back in. But this is just to give you an idea of what we were doing. This is my son's room. His room was a mess as well. He had stuff all over the place, and a lot of the stuff that you see here didn't even come with us. This is Yale saying goodbye to Mr. Taggy one last time before we get on the plane and she doesn't see him again. However, I went and reordered her another one so that she could have one here. We all decided it was probably a good idea to get her a new one, because that one had been beaten up quite a bit anyway and had holes in it. This is her luggage, and she packed all this on her own, and she's just going through and showing you how she did it. She managed to pretty much take all of her things with her, which is amazing. I had to leave a lot of stuff behind, but she got to take most of her stuff with her, except for her salt lamp and her some of her furniture, of course. So down here is where we decided to put all our luggage. We had to have it in one spot, and it was just easiest to get it by the door, by the garage. And this is our last minute organizing. Richard's father came and picked us up and took us to the airport, which was super helpful. So he was there, and we were able to not have to pay for an Uber to get to the airport, which was nice. The box is there, that's Yale's monitor, and the other one is packed with some kitchen stuff that we had mailed, because we just couldn't fit half the stuff in that we wanted to bring. But I think we had things pretty well organized at this point, and everything was the right weight, and we were able to fit most of the stuff in that we needed. I think the kids were pretty bored there. They just wanted to leave at that point. And this is Richard bringing the last of our things down the stairs here. You can see that I left my desk behind, and my chair. So yeah, here's all our luggage here that we're bringing with us to the airport. And the kids had some backpacks that they used for carry-ons. This is what the house looked like empty. Anything that was left was the charity would have come in and taken it all. And then a friend of ours came and took some of the other things. But most of the time, it felt like anyway, most of the time we were just standing around waiting to go. It took forever to get to the airport, it felt like. But yeah, the TV and the couch and all that was left behind. So after we got to the airport, we sat around for quite a while waiting. We got there super early, and we didn't realize that we probably didn't need to be there that early. But it was pretty empty, this airport in Florida. A lot emptier than the other airports that we went to after that. And it was kind of nice. You could see out the window and look at the planes and everything. So we had a nice time waiting, but it did feel like a very, very long time. We were also able to eat something while we were there, very carefully, of course, because we had to have our masks on, but it worked out fairly well. It was a nice, quiet airport. And we flew Delta, and that's our plane right there, getting ready. When we landed in LA, the pilot was super nice. He was really cool. He let the kids go up front and see the plane and see all the gadgets and everything that they use. He explained a little bit about how the plane worked and how he flew us there. So they had a really fun time with that. It was pretty cool.
Did check out the view on the balcony that we paid extra for. Pretty excited. All right, and whoops. Voila! Hello. Crap.
So definitely our balcony view was not at all what we expected. Actually, that's not true. I kind of thought it wasn't going to be great, so it didn't really surprise me. This is outside our hotel that we stayed. It was called the Hollywood Hotel. I don't recommend it to anyone going to LA. It was conveniently located. So here we're just waiting for an Uber to take us to Hollywood, which we were very excited about seeing. But there's some neat old buildings around the hotel. This is our Uber. Our Uber driver that we had that morning was awesome. He explained so much stuff to us, was really nice, told us pretty much everything we could want to know about LA, which was funny. He was very, very friendly. And I was just amazed at all the buildings and everything. But the interesting thing was that the traffic was not bad. I had always heard that the traffic was horrible in LA and you want to avoid it at all costs. But yeah, I didn't mind the traffic. It didn't scare me. A lot of people seem to be fairly respectful of other drivers and they followed the rules. But yeah, it was really cool to see all the sights and everything. And it was pretty much what I expected. The streets were a lot dirtier. TV kind of makes it look like things are nicer than they are. The food in LA was incredible, and we really loved this restaurant. It was like a waffle restaurant. I actually don't remember the name of it, but they served the best vegan waffles, and that was the great thing about LA. There's so many vegan options. Of course, you would expect that because of all the celebrities and all that kind of stuff that are there, so we didn't have any problem finding things to eat. And we enjoyed this. This was amazing. I mean, look at those waffles. They're just, they were so good. And I couldn't believe they were vegan because they didn't taste vegan at all. Yale, I had half a waffle. Yale ate all the rest of that. So this was one of my favorite parts. This was walking along the Hollywood Star area, Hollywood Walk of Fame. And I got to find a lot of famous people's stars, and I took pictures of them and everything. We had a lot of fun doing that. The streets are fairly empty, I guess, because it was a weekday, so it was really easy to film around here too. I always thought they were crowded, but they weren't. This was our first view of the Hollywood sign, so we were really excited to get video of that and pictures. After that, we went to Griffith Observatory, and I really wanted to see that because that's where they filmed Rebel Without a Cause. I like that movie. And they also filmed other TV shows and everything that we had known about, so we're like, we're standing where so-and-so is standing. I'm standing where James Dean was. It was really neat. And down from that, of course, you can do the walk in the Hollywood Hills, which I've seen a lot of TV shows and movies filmed there too, with people going for walks. And that was the most breathtaking thing we've ever seen. It was incredible. Like the view of being able to see everything And it was so nice. Like, I could have walked miles on there. We didn't, however, because the kids were complaining their legs were tired. Kids don't really like to walk very much, but Richard and I could go on walking forever and ever and ever. So it was just amazing to see something like this. And, you know, the whole time you're walking, you have this view of the Hollywood sign, which was pretty cool as well. So the next day we got up and we flew to Seattle, which wasn't a very long flight. It was like 2 hours and 20 minutes, but it was probably the worst flight I had because the landing was really bumpy and freaked me out because of the mountains. But it wasn't very long, and it didn't bother the kids, of course. This is our first time walking around the city the next day, and we were just amazed at all the tall buildings, and we were having a great time just looking around. So many buildings, and of course it was raining, but we knew that was going to be that way. Actually, it's rained every day since we've been here, and it's going to rain up until, I think they said May or so. We had to, of course, buy some things to help us out with the cold and the rain, but we knew we were going to anyway. We still actually have to buy more things that we haven't found yet. Hi guys! Okay, so today is Saturday, November the 13th, and we've been here for like 3 days maybe. So I am currently standing in the living room, and we don't really have a lot of stuff. We don't have any furniture yet. We're just waiting to order it, but I'll show you what the living room looks like so far. So the living room is fairly small. It's definitely a lot smaller than, you know, the rooms we had in our other houses. And like I said, there's no furniture. Colin's going to be sleeping in the living room. That's his bed right there, and my computer's in the corner. But I've since filming this video, I have ordered furniture. So once we have everything organized, I'll do a proper minimalist Seattle apartment tour, which will be exciting. That's the view from one of our windows, which is really pretty. And this is our kitchen. I was able to bring my tea kettle. I wouldn't have left it behind anyway. I would have carried it in my hands if I had to. We have a nice stove. The kitchen is, you know, okay sized. I was also able to bring my water cooler, which was great because it was too expensive to have to replace like everything. We have a dishwasher and a sink and, you know, just the basic stuff. We don't plan on cooking a lot, I don't think, because we're all going to be pretty busy with things, and Richard's going to have longer hours. So I actually got a job too, which I thought was going to be part-time, but then turned out being full-time, so we're just all going to be incredibly busy. I will try to upload as much as possible. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stick to my regular, every Wednesday. I'll have to see how that goes, but I'm really excited about this job. It's actually tied into one of my hobbies, which, works out really well. So I'll see how it goes, but I can't say too much about it because then I don't want to give away too much personal information on the internet. This is the gate to Chinatown, which was pretty awesome. It was very pretty. We were excited to see that. There's so many restaurants and amazing things to see here. We would have liked to have been able to do more exploring, but unfortunately we all have to get back to school and work and reality. But it was nice being able to see these things for a couple of days before we had to do that. The kids have told us they already like Seattle way better than Florida. I think maybe we're all in a bit of a honeymoon phase, because this is all new and exciting. I'm sure eventually things will become normal to us. But right now it's just like, wow, everything's so beautiful. There's so many beautiful lights. And it looks even prettier when it's dark and the lights are on and it's raining. Everything just sort of sparkles. It's just a really pretty place. Now, don't get me wrong, there's places, the streets aren't always clean and there's, bad things too, but right now we're just focusing on all the amazing good things, and it's just fascinating. People here are so nice. Everyone's been helpful. Everyone is so understanding, and yeah, we're just really enjoying it so far. So much to see and so much to do. Okay, so that's all I have for today. I think this video is going to be super long anyway, probably the longest one I've ever made so far. But I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed looking over our trip and seeing everything again. We are very happy and excited to be here. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.